Hello, my name is Alissa Peña. I'm with JalaPeña's Salsa. My love of cooking kind of started years ago. I've been watching my mother and my grandmothers cook my whole life. Our whole world revolves around food. I launched into the business when I started at the Four Seasons in Austin. I got really interested in food. That transitioned into me cooking in a kitchen in Austin at 34th Street Cafe. Amazing menu, amazing chefs. They trained me. I didn't go to culinary school. I learned on the job in a kitchen with a bunch of boys that were really mean and very thorough. I learned all the things, all of my happy basics. From then, I just kept going and just kept catering and kept cooking, learning, educating myself, trying a recipe from start to finish. After that, I just kept cooking until I needed more money. You know, working in the kitchen, it's $8 an hour, and I had bills to pay. So I transitioned to front of the house. I started managing restaurants. After working there for so long, I opened 5 restaurants in Corpus and in Houston. I opened 4 restaurants in Houston that are all still, excuse me, thriving and doing really well. I came back to Corpus. I opened Cat's 21 here on the south side, and kind of kept going in the restaurant world. Did a little corporate sales. At night is when I was going home, and just all I could think about was salsa, salsa, salsa. I'd be in sales meetings, even at Channel 3, I'd be in sales meetings during the day and thinking about poblano peppers and how spicy this was, and if I could get it this way, and if I could change it up, and what I could do to, like, you know, make it different or be exactly the way I wanted it, or how did I get it taste like my mom's, or I just kept working on it. Well, I'd go to work every day exhausted because I'd be up cooking all night. Finally one day, Carmen Arias came to me. She was working with Radiology and Associates, and she said, "Can you cook for a Christmas posada that we're having? We need 3 gallons of the salsa, your mom's salsa, the Prissy's original. We need 3 gallons of that for our guests. And why don't you bottle some and sell it at a table?" And I was like, you know, I've never bottled anything in my life. I'll figure it out. So I went through a bunch of test runs, figured it out. I sold out that night at the posada. And I thought, oh my God, now that I know and now it's selling, it was like, I created a monster. Like, all of a sudden it was like on its own go. So I started bottling, selling. And this is still at my house, nothing professional, just selling to friends and family. And then it just kind of took off. It created a life of its own. Now I've got a big commercial kitchen. We've got much larger retail sales. I had to send the jars off to go get tested for my nutritional panels and UPC codes and all this stuff that I had to teach myself and learn. Now it's really come into fruition. I've been in business now, salsa full time, for 2 years. The business has grown exponentially from starting just in my kitchen to now big retail stores at Total Wine, Corpus, Austin, San Antonio, a few more cities still coming too as well. We're shipping all over the country. So I've shipped as far as Australia, shipped to Mexico, which you would think they wouldn't need my salsas, but I'll take it, I love it. All over the United States. Things have just been growing and growing and growing. So now here in Corpus Christi, you can find them at Total Wine and More in Moore Plaza, Wildflowers, Gatherings, the Vine Juice Company, Jules here and on the island. We just got picked up, of course, at the Art Museum of South Texas gift shop, which I'm incredibly grateful for. So we're constantly launching and looking for more retail sales to make it easier for people to make their own salsas by themselves, make their own sauces, cook with them. There's so much more to salsa than just chips and dip, you know. It's a way of life. It's a food group in South Texas. Future plans for the business. That is the big question. I've got lots of plans. Working, taking kind of tiny steps every day to get to the next step of what I would like to see for the business. Clearly more retail sales, a lot larger markets, new states, more Total Wines, of course, but also shipping by the pallet into some smaller stores. I've got friends on the East Coast. I've got friends on the West Coast. They have neighborhood grocery stores and markets that really need this. So I'm just taking everything one step at a time so I don't forget to cross any T's or dot any I's, so I can get to all of the next steps I want to accomplish. The list is long. The list is pretty long. I need help, but I move so quickly. Also, I've got it down that by the time I get to the kitchen, my Audible book goes in, my apron goes on, I wash my hands, and I just get to work. I don't pass go, I don't collect $200, I just work. And I know I've got, 8 hours in the kitchen. That's what I'm allowed that day. It's another restaurant that's letting me in their kitchen. So I've got 8 hours to get as much done as I can. I don't have any time to waste. You would think, well, second pair of hands. It's easier for me to just do it than to teach somebody else how, which may not be the best thing, but as for right now, it's working. And I get lost in my book and the muscle memory, just making salsa all day long. It's hot. It's hot. And it's not for everybody. This is not easy. Your eyes are burning, your fingers are burning, everything's on fire. And I absolutely love every second of it. Food plays such an important part in the Mexican culture. Won't speak for everybody, I'll speak for my family. When we gather, we cook for everybody. When we have everybody at the house and my mom cooks for everybody, that's how we get together. That's where chisme is spilled. That's where everybody, gets to talk and catch up and find out what's really going on, and not in a text message. It's over plates of food. This is how we communicate. It's also how we show our love. My mom and I always say that food is our love language. If you're sick, we bring food. You have a baby, we bring food. Somebody passes away, unfortunately, we bring food. This is how we show our love, and it's clearly not just us. That's how we all kind of communicate and show our love for each other. So it's a huge part, yeah. And especially the types of food that we share around certain types. Around Christmas time, it's tamale season. Pan de polvo season, and everybody's got their own recipe and it gets handed down from generation to generation. It's a huge part of our culture. I love it. I wouldn't have a business without it.